Hello, you Bio 11Ers. I just wanted to touch base as a sort of week wrap up and mention what's going on. It's actually, we're doing really well. So I've received most of your submissions on a phenomenal living thing. And those were so great to read. There were so many cool ones. And I'm sure you enjoyed looking at them when you shared also. So that was great. The other things that have been due are the McGraw-Hill reading, and I think most of you got through that, figured out how to use the McGraw-Hill. Remember that there's a number to call them if there's a problem with that or if something's happening that you need tech support with that. They will talk to you and they will help you, so that's good, and that's posted on my week 0. You've been submitting the coffee paper also, and that, is our first chapter. It's about science. It's how we do science. And I think it's so relevant right now when we're seeing this vaccine, right? This vaccine for COVID that went out. What they had to do was give it to lots of people and then put those people out in the environment and see whether it was effective or not, how many of those got it and how many didn't. So you've been sort of watching the development of this. You've been watching how science works at a very fast pace in this past year. So that's really cool. I think that most of you, when you imagine a study like the coffee one, you imagine that you probably need 100 or 200 individuals, and it's interesting to see how many they actually did use. So that's the point of showing you that. It's like these monster studies, how are they done? And then this weekend, I assume that you'll be finishing up a fabulous movie that I have to show you, which is Chasing Ice. And then you just have a comment on it. But you get your family, get your friends to watch it, because it really is fantastic. It's a very, very interesting documentary. And then you have a much shorter video on the Bumblebee, and that is a study that is a directed study. It's not just observational, but you manipulate the variables. So that's what I wanted you to see, the difference. It's like science is done in very many different ways. One of them is like the Bumblebee Study, where you manipulate a variable and see what's happening here. What if I test this? And what if I remove this variable? And the Chasing Ice one is about, global warming. And there you're just watching it. You're not manipulating any variable. You're not saying, okay, I'm going to alter this and see what happens. No, we're just watching it. And that watching, when it's done carefully, is amazing, and it gives us a lot of information. So many different ways of doing science, and that's what that first chapter is about. So overall, you guys, you're doing great. Those assignments are coming into me. I'm seeing them. Some of you have had trouble, and you've connected with me. I did have somebody doing the quiz. When you do the quizzes, you get 2 chances. It's open book. You can take as long as you want. It's meant to be teaching you. It's not testing you yet. It's learning. If you decide to take both trials, you can try it twice. Be sure that both are within the due date. Because if you take the first one within the due date, and then you decide a week later, you know what, I think I'll take the second. I'll take it for a second time for a better grade. By then it's late. And then it'll deduct some points. And then you might end up with a worse grade than you started with. So don't do that. Handing it in late will deduct points. So if you're going to do it twice, just do it twice. Right away, get the best grade you can. I don't think I've had a whole lot of other questions. This is going to repeat. Every week you're going to have the McGraw-Hill, you have a quiz, and you can have labs. And the format is going to always look the same. Believe me, it's going to start looking a whole lot more familiar because it's going to repeat week after week. Okay, you guys, we're embarked on this journey, and it's going to be great. We're doing well. So congratulations. You got it. We're moving on. See you next week.